They'll keep it on the ground. Garvin, and he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with third down coming up.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And the Panthers are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
First down 10 at their own 8-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Brooks. And a productive gain out to the 14 after starting at the 7. It's a gain of 7. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
2nd down and 3. Now here's Young. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Here is Young. Flushed out right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. The sack by the linebacker, Jamin Davis. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. Garvin, and they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
3rd and 9 here. Back to throw. Tucker. He'll get this complete to the rookie from Washington. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Tucker. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Panthers are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. So I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
Looking to throw, Young. And this throw will be intercepted. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. To try here for the extra point. It's good, and Washington will take a 7-0 lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. You talk about this Washington defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
Stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Young going to give it up on the touch pass. And room there to work it inside the 25.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Young will set to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Chigakonkwo, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
2nd and 7, operating from the 34.
Back to throw. Tucker. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Foster. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down.
First 7-7, our score after one.
The score tied 7-7.
Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Tucker.
And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Now 2nd and 9. Straight ahead with Hubbard. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double-team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11. Operating from the gun, Tucker. Throwing the slant pattern here, complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 22-yard line. That one good for 16 as the drive continues. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Panthers are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
At their own 9-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
On 1st and 10, it's Brooks. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Young. He'll complete this one to Okonkwo.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
That's over 40 yards of movement with those last two plays.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. On first down, Drummond. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Young going to give to Brooks.
And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. First and 10.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right out and right up the middle.
To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Touchdown!
Chigakakwo
With his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Panthers go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Second down and 6 now.
Now a handoff up the middle. Garvin, 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. They'll come up now 3rd and 3.
Here we go.
Back to throw. Tucker. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
They get 17 there. Good for a Commander's first down.
So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Second and 10.
Let's go now.
Looking to throw. Tucker. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Foster. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Well, there's no disputing. He's made some poor throws in this first half, but this was a good one. And you can bet this is an offense that isn't going to pull back. They believe in what he can do. So all you can do is look forward, and they pick up a first down.
And they'll run on first down with Hubbard.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts
as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Ball at the 26, second and 7.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the end route, complete.
And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that
one. On first down, he'll drop to throw.
They'll run the screen with Hubbard.
Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
Second and 2, first down marker at the 8.
Operating from the gun, Tucker. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them up the scoreboard here.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Let's go.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Charles, some things to like about that first half. Ultimately trailing here, but certainly this deficit is manageable. So curious to see what adjustments they may have made at intermission.
As am I, because I think things bode well for a possible comeback, because I thought a lot of their best reps in the first half came through the passing game. They were hitting the open receivers, taking whatever the coverage gave them and making it work well for themselves. Now, they just want to pick up the pace of scoring a little bit. So I expect them to come out and continue to throw the ball effectively.
Got an open man, it's Foster. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
A give up the middle, Hubbard.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Off the bootleg. Tucker.
And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun, Tucker.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Up the middle they go.
Garvin, 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 29-yard line. The 3rd down conversion is successful. Give them 12 yards that time. They'll look to throw now on first down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield, because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Go!
Back to throw. Tucker. And he comes back with one complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. And a nice gain at 21 yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
It's largely been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now is where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on 1st and goal.
Second and goal from inside the 5.
Algier. is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3.
Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal.
Touchdown, Washington. From 3 yards out. And the Commanders have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half.
Point after, up and good. And it's now 17-14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Carolina.
Xavier Legette.
51 yards.
And the Panthers have retaken a 3rd quarter lead. For quarterbacks, there are a number of ways to measure a good statistical season. This is one of them. That last touchdown pass, his 30th on the year. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
Commanders 17.
Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They had gotten the lead with the opening drive touchdown in the 3rd quarter. Now they relinquish that lead back. Could be in for an interesting 2nd half.
It certainly appears that way, doesn't it? Almost turning into one of those pendulum games, right, where it swings back and forth, and who's going to make the play that changes that maybe it puts it on one side and keeps it there.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 6.
Operating from the gun, Tucker. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack.
He found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
And that is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Washington going to send out their punter
as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Now a 2nd and 6. They'll run the draw with Brooks.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1? Young.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And his throw here's incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Let's go now. Go.
Looking to throw. Tucker.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter.
Back now at Commanders Field. It's Washington with the football, but trailing here as we begin quarter number 4.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. Oh, that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass going to turn into a loss. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. I think a lot of time when we see a sack, you say, well, you blame it on the offensive line, the quarterback, but here, maybe you just tip your hat to the defender. What a play.
Yeah, and I think sometimes they just get a sense of the play before the ball's even snapped. Kind of like a sprinter anticipating the gun in a race. They're off, and guess what? The quarterback's down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to have the connection to Foster. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs.
Washington goes for it, but it does not pan out.
And the Panthers will get the football back. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So they've got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Young. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
Young going to give it up on the touch pass.
That's a gain of 4 here in the 4th quarter with them leading by 4 on the scoreboard.
That was a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
2nd and 6.
Now Young. Buying time to his left.
So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it.
A give to the fullback on the dive. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
You say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
They'll run right here with Brooks.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
Washington on 3rd down.
Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
They'll try and run here with Brooks.
And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
This has been a tremendous drive to this point, and this is all you want, playing with a lead in the 4th quarter. If you can keep the ball on the ground, keep the sticks moving, you're going to be in good shape to finish this one off.
They'll run on first down. Drummond. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now, backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go.
And the Panthers are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
At the 5-yard line.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Here's Brooks.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Young. Flush to his right.
That is intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. So a costly INT in the end zone, no less, puts the brakes on their potential scoring drive.
So many teams stick with the passing game down near the goal line because they see it as an extension of what they do between the 20s. But as we said many, many times, the further you drive, the more the field shrinks. And that was a nice job of making a play on the football and coming away with the interception.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around.
Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard. And they'll get this up to the 10, but that's all. A nice job there to bring him down defensively. A big play here, 3rd and 2. Now we got whistles before the snap. Looked like one of the Commanders jumped. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Here now, 3rd down.
Back to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Wide open receiver complete.
The Commanders going to use the second of their timeouts.
As the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Just the one timeout remaining as they try to navigate this 2-minute drill. 1st and 10.
And he gets this out to Foster on the right side.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
And now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout.
as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
Here comes second down.
They'll look to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
This definitely four-down territory at this point, but a critical third down here.
He's back to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete.
And he'll get a fair amount of yardage back, but now it's fourth down. Looking for Dotson, and he's got him.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
9 seconds, no timeouts left.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
He's second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play.
Let's go now.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.